Okay, okay. Okay, okay, okay. Let's get this. Got a skim, huh? Much? Alright. I want to place this here and hopefully this will pick up what needs to be picked up, right? So, what I would like to speak at this moment about is what happened in 1933 with the economy of America, the States, right? So in 1933 with the New Deal, all credits, all collateral, all assets of the people, the sovereign people, were pledged back to their state governments in order for administrative easing. This means that everything that was pre-1933 is now administrated through your state rather than your organization at the time. Right? As the conveyance of the state administration transitioned from the temples to the state departments in 1933, the economy shifted from lawful money to trust-based debt. The people of the Moorish nation must now return to their rightful place by administratively re-entering their state constitutional administrative body politics or governments in which they live. Just as our foreparents reported to the temples with their contributions and declarations, so too must we now approach the state with our affidavits, declarations of status, and financial administration under private or public trust. The estates for the Moorish Americans are no longer held in the Moorish Science Temples of America because all of those assets were pledged as collateral for the national debt in 1933, which means that the Moorish Science Temple of America as a brick and mortar no longer operates. The spirit or the principles operate now. They are found within your state government. Geraldine is preparing us for this shift in which we, the people, particularly the Moorish Americans, but predominantly all of the American citizens, would be able to go back into their governments as lawful administrative and executive agents for their estates. Me going to the Moorish Science Temple of America, or me going to a Freemasonic lodge, Prince Hall Masonic lodge, whatever the case may be. Me going to either a national or a civic club at this point in time, in order to receive any type of redemption of my estate, does not apply in today's economy. Each individual, every man now, right, must worship under their own vine and fig tree. Mine being Pennsylvania, right? All of the collateral of all of not just the Moorish Americans, but of all of the American nations, all of their collateral was pledged. So it's no the gold and the silver that everyone's looking for, the lawful money that everyone's looking for, it's not there. It is to be redistributed and redispensed to you upon perfected claim by your state government. This is the today's nationality code. According to the principles and the structure of the Moorish Science Temple of America and the actual movement of the Moorish Divinely National Movement. Drew Ali was leading us back into the state. Drew Ali was not telling Moorish Americans or any other Americans to war against their state constitutional governments or to claim names and principles that allude to foreign to the state status. Everything went back. You have to understand, we're in a new economic system. Trust-based debt. That's what's being administered. This is your creditor account identity right here. Through this, you have secured your estate in the private, right? I also secured my estate in the public, right? Yeah, man. G, I need you to do me a favor. I need you to give me 5 of the magnets that's on the board downstairs. The magnets, they're different colors. I need you to bring me 5 of those magnet tops. They look like little circles. Let me show y'all something. You need to know what's going on here. All right. This is my estate. This right here, this is my financial instrument. This is my debt-based collateral. In today's economy, this would be the equivalent of pre-1933 gold, silver, and the credit of the people. Right? So prior to 1933, these documents would have been held within the national trust of the organization under the finance, the gold and the silver. But after 1933, all of that gold and silver, all of that lawful money was now taken into the government to be exchanged as debits and credits. So this is my debit account. This is the Sestake, all of that, whatever. This is the unlimited debit account. This is the unlimited credit account. Why is this so? This is founded upon this information. This is the financial institution. This is the policy number that insures everything in the. This is the public that insures the private. There is no need for me to go to the Moorish Science Temple of America today unless they are assisting the people with getting back into their state governments. Right? So I have secured my state in the private and in the public. Everything, remember that the administrative government is, when everything went back to the state governments, it was for administrative easement, meaning that once you are recognized as an heir, then the departments, the administrative departments of your state, they take care of all of the necessary prerequisites. Whereas in the public, right, you would have to file this here, right? This financial statement for the public, it's already taken care of on the private side. Absolutely. Right? Whereas you would give this number here with this name in the public, I can now give this name in the public and private. And mind you, this is all backed off of this information. These instruments founded this instrument and allowed me to secure it in the public as well as the private. All of this filing, this is my foreign to the United States identity. And by foreign to the United States, it just means to the federal debtor jurisdiction. That's all it means. It means that I'm not to be identified as a public beneficiary, but rather a private beneficiary and public trustee. People got, I don't know what's going on with a lot of these people and their processes, and do this and do that and file this and file that. It is my understanding that, again, when the New Deal came about, it was to assist the people in all of their affairs. Right? When we look at the Divine Constitution and bylaws of the Moorish Science Temple of America, and we transpose that onto our state governments in principle, we understand that all of the officials are there to assist the members, in the same respect that the governor of Pennsylvania is here to assist all of the state members of Pennsylvania in all their affairs, as long as it is known that they live a life of love and it is known publicly before the members of the state. All of this hype about going back to the Moorish Science Temple of America as an actual functioning organization, right? That's the old horns. That's the old horns. Didn't mean to send that other gift to my brother. I appreciate whatever you say, right? Everything that the Moorish Science Temple of America and any other organization or any other national group of people who are American citizens, all of that administrative authority was vested into the state governments by the people through their pledge of collateralized assets. And their descendants, their posterity, would be able to redeem these estates according to the economic system of the day. Again, I'm just, I don't really see the Moorish Science Temple of America operating commercially for the benefit of its heirs. I know that I pay dues to my state government. I know that I pay taxes, per capita taxes to my state government. I know that I pay into the educational funding, right? The same things that during the time of Noble Drew Ali, the people were paying into these things through their temples. I'm not able to do that through my state and still not be misrepresented as a debtor of the nation. This is the divine truth. Drew Ali said, I wish for you to know the truth and the divine truth. The divine truth is that the truth does not, the truth does not change, nor does it pass away. And so the principles shall always remain, no matter what economic system we're in. Does a certificate cloth you with state authority? Which certificate? So this financial instrument ensures you on every level that you yourself can and will apply it for. You see. So yes, it does. This clothes you with the state authority because this protects that. This is it out front. This is what they see. This is the estate. This is the treasury. This is the treasurer. He's the one. So yes, it clothes you with state provisions and protections that are afforded to every true possessor of an estate. My estate is Pennsylvania. That's my state. This was given to me by the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, Department of Health, Vital Records, right? This is a financial instrument. We know this is bond paper, right? We know that if we try to, for whatever reason, make a copy of this, that they will not accept such, right? We have the name of the state registrar. So this is a registered entity, person. And this is its registered agent. Until you become the registered agent will remain, in this case, whoever the current state secretary is. But because I have brought all of this out of the federal district and gave it back to Pennsylvania through the U.S. Department of State, I have been redeemed. I have redeemed this here. I hope that makes sense. This is the secured party credited process that just gets right to the heart of it. Right to the heart of it. There is no need to fill out all of these foreign applications. You're not foreign to the United States. You're foreign to federal overreach. That's what you're foreign to. Yes, I am a U.S. citizen. I am a U.S. citizen of Pennsylvania. This is the U.S. district citizen. This is the U.S. state citizen. So this is the national, and this is the estate. National citizenship. This proves that I was born in the United States, right? But birthright citizenship alone does not make you an American national. You have to be recognized. You have to put it on record. You have to make this claim. I filed a claim. So it's evidence that you are a member of the body. Absolutely. You are a constituent member of the state, meaning that you have the same equal rights as every other official member of the state. Absolutely. Absolutely. In the structure of the Moorish Science Temple of America, right, the governor of the state of Pennsylvania would act as a grand chief or as a grand governor. He's the governor of the state. Drew Ali taught us that when a Moor enters a church, it no longer is a church, it becomes a temple. This is showing that this is exercising and revealing the First Amendment right to equal enforcement of the law through the state. The state cannot be like, oh, well, you're a Muslim, we're not going to administrate your estate. No, that's not honor. All of the estates of all of the peoples, Muslim, Christian, whatever the case may be, have been pledged since pre-1933. They have to administrate them in equity. On my lesson 3. All right. Let me see here. Okay. So, Drew Ali teaches his Moorish Americans and all other Americans that attended his organization that there's only one issue that needs to be addressed in order for you to redeem your estate. And he tells you to declare your national citizenship with the state constitutional government in which you live. This, along with an affidavit and pledging all of this information as collateral, gave me this. This is the debtor. This is the application of the creditor. Now I hear people argue over the capital letters, names, and all of that, right? Allow me to show you how that argument is in error. It's not necessary. You really understand the principles, right? I'm gonna show y'all something, man. Called capital letters. All right, so all caps. Excuse me. All caps equals corporate. All right, all caps equals corporate. Most of us understand that, right? And so then the argument becomes, well, I'm not a corporate entity. I'm not a legal entity. So you have a natural person. This is a natural person. It stands above all, right? Then you have an artificial person. You have two artificial persons. Why are they artificial? Because these are your legal persons that operate within the legal financial. These are your account names. So this is like your signature line. Okay, where you sign your name. We just going to do it real quick, whatever, right? You may wish to reserve it or not. Cool. This is you. This is the natural person who signs for everything. The natural person fills this out in order to receive another legal person that mirrors this one. So this is the debit side. So this would be right. That's the name that's on the birth certificate. This is the asset. This is the collateral. This is the debit account. Now, I need an artificial person to offset that. So now I have an all capital letters name as well that reflects the administrative custody and administration of this. You are right in saying that you are not this name. I'm not this name either. The thoughts of Allah cannot be circumscribed. This is a law. These are the thoughts. Right? So, just like this person was made in the shadow of my true self, this was made in the light of my true self. But neither one of them are me because I have two selves. I'm neither one. I possess them both. So I possess the collateral, right? And I possess the credit. These are the debits. This is the credit. I use both of these to get one identity that has a name and a number on it. I thought somebody said something. So what we're looking at here, right? This is my higher self. This is my lower self. I do not get rid of the lower self. I dethrone the lower self and seek the truth on the mantelpiece. So you don't get rid of the straw. You control the straw. Because if you don't control the straw, the state will. That's trust law. If you're not competent to administrate the estate, then someone else is already there to do so for you. That's what we're looking at. All right? You want to eat the straw? Oh, okay. Whatever the case may be. Right? So you don't get rid of the straw. What you do is you don't operate in it. Right? You're not black, Negro, colored. All of this refers to that. Right? A district entity. So you don't do business in this name. And when you claim credits with this name, and then you as authorized agent of this name and number. This is my foreign trust. This is my foreign sighted trust. This is the secured party with provisions of the state. This is what's foreign to the district. This is what is natural to the district. The district is within the state. This is the state. There's a reason why this has an address on it, and anything written or used with this has an address on it, but this does not have an address on it. Why? Because this reflects the provisions of the entirety of the state, not just the district. So mind you, during the Moorish Divine National Movement, well, this is the Moorish Divine National Movement part, but during the Moorish Science Temple of America era, this was the money. This was the money. And they had to get their nationality card, right? And pay dues, right? And taxes and all of that in order to redeem this, in order to even work through the organization. Well, today, The state gave it to me. Well, Section 27 of Pennsylvania Constitution says land and natural sources is the estate. Absolutely. And this is evidence of the land, the air, and the water. Right here. All right, let me read that so I can stay on point with that. Let me see. So this represents the natural resources of the estate of Pennsylvania. Appreciate the follow. This represents the individual who is the redeemer. This is your redeemer of your land, air, water, of your lawful estate. It's really, it is that simple. Again, you've got people, and let me show you, because when I speak, I like to speak from experience, right? I did all this shit. I did all of that. And I realized that it's not necessary because it's not applicable to what I'm trying to do here. This right here. If you understand the trust, this is self-authenticating. So I wouldn't need to authenticate it. And then people are authenticating in order to do business as a foreigner, meaning non-Hague, meaning that they're not under the full faith and credit. So now you have to secure some. This is when you're dealing with foreign people. I did this through Taiwan. And realized I'm never going to Taiwan. Why would I do that? That's not necessary. If I ever desire to do business in Taiwan, I have the full faith and credit of the United States backing me. And I can go do business in Taiwan under this estate. But I don't need to authenticate this within this economic system. It's self-authenticating. I'm not foreign. This is saying you're foreign to the whole U.S. government as a whole. This is saying that I'm foreign to default federal oversight. By default, if you're not over here, everything, all of your collateral, all of your assets held in trust are administrated by another. You are declared a dependent. Yes, you are the beneficiary, but by default, the assumption is that you do not have the competency or capacity to co-administrate, to co-trust. This is saying that I have rightful standing. I've claimed the estate. So now my State Department has to assist me in the administration of my affairs, in the handling of my affairs. This means this is my certificate of title to my car. It's under this name because I got it before I got this. But once I got this now falls under that trust of Pennsylvania in the public, or in the republic, in the private. It's already assumed because of everything that was constructed in this name with this number ensures everything created from it. And again, this being created from it, this being created from it, this being the credentials, the secure party credentials, that means that this is already held in this trust because everything under this number is now held in trust. Everything. It's order of operations. The 1933 New Deal assisted with administrative easement. They're making it easier for the people because they've employed people within the governing bodies to do this. You could be, As a Moorish American, I could run for governor of Pennsylvania. I'm well within rights to do so. So it doesn't mean the religious capacity of the individual who's in office does not matter so long as they operate in honor. We are free and equal. All of this is what we was dealing with in the MSTA. So mind you, this is the religious trust. So everything is held under religious trust, religious authority. Because when I filed this, right? I don't want to show too much, right? And I'm going to just show you, right? That's what I want to show you. So when it asks, the occupation is minister, the employer is the MSTA and or my school. So on my affidavit, right, that I filled alongside this, I declared my allegiance to that that organization, that religious ecclesiastical organization. So I'm deemed one of the heirs to that estate. So it's now held in trust. As the Moorish Science Temple of America, so shall now my state be. So everything is under religious and ecclesiastical authority. I am a minister. I'm identified with the state as a minister according to chapter 10 of the Circle 7, verses 22 through 25. And my authority of ordainment comes through chapter 1. So I'm already this was the Secure Party Redemption Manual program that was being pumped. And Noble Drew Ali was not the one to bring it to create it. He was the one to reveal it. It was already being utilized. He was just bringing his people back to the knowledge of it so that we could get in line with all other nations and be able to redeem that which is rightfully ours, man. Yeah, you got a lot of these Moors out here trying to establish new governments and new states and new empires. For what? Let me show y'all something, man. Let me show y'all the information that I feel supports my assertion, right? According to Noble Drew Ali, though, right? And again, you know, you can get this at the website. You can download this information, or you can get it printed out like this for yourself for a fee. So it's called "Think This Over, You Moors." This is the newspaper article, okay? All sheiks, grand sheiks, must prepare for the prophet before he comes to visit them. Must see to it that all is clean and in perfection as far as comfort is possible, or otherwise don't arrange to have his presence. All members should pay from 25 cents to 50 cents weekly towards the emergency fund. This fund will increase so that it will soon amount to the grand sum of $1,000, that is, if you are loyal Moors. The emergency fund goes into the bank. The treasurer will tend to the responsibility of seeing that the money is in the bank, yes, and under the name of the Moorish Science Temple of America Finance. When needed, act according to the law pertaining to the procedure of performing an emergency act. So he just told us about banking, and it told us when the time comes, operate according to the procedures of an emergency banking act. Is this not that? Is this not that? This was pre-1929. This was before the crash. This is before the crash. And he's telling the people, get ready for the crash. right? And when the time comes, you'll be able to reclaim your birthright and nationality through your state. The Emergency Act is saying that all of the finances are going back to the government. Drew Ali told us this shit plainly. It escapes me why, how uh, these other Moorish Americans aren't seeing this the same that I'm seeing, right? And again, I put my faith in the prophet. I put my faith in the governor, John Shapiro, who is the current presiding officer or professional announcer of the people for the state of Pennsylvania. Trying to find something. I need y'all to see this, right? All right, yeah, I'll speak on this one real quick while I'm looking. All right, so it says these are from the oral statements and prophecies of Drew Ali, right? So Drew Ali says Brother J. Blakely Bay said that the Holy Prophet said, if the European be just, they would have an Asiatic vice president. And if they had an Asiatic president, they would have a European vice president. What is he telling us? He's telling us that whether you're Asiatic or European, you have the same status in the government. He's telling you, according to today's economics, and we've seen it. We've seen it with Barack Obama and whoever his, I forget that, but whoever his vice president was at the time. We've seen it. Oh wow, I missed a lot of that. Do we really need a government? Wow, I missed all of that. So, do we really need a government? All right, so let me ask you this. If to govern means to control and ment means mind, do we really need to control our minds? That should answer your question. I would hope it would answer your question. Government is a meeting of the minds. It is an organized body politic consisting of the people who authorize whatever's going on within their union. So I would say yes. Without government, you have chaos. Without order, there is chaos. Government is organized chaos. You have found the harmony or the balance within it all. So again, yes, I would say so. But again, to each their own. The paramount duty of government is protection of life and property and the pursuit of happiness. So again, I have that under this. This is all property. This is all property, and this is what protects my property. This is the secured agent. Party means agent. This is the secured agent of the state. This is a national state representative identification. That's why it puts you back into the republic and takes you out of the public. You're not just an entry-level employee. You're a corporate managerial administrator within the business, my business being Pennsylvania. The government doesn't hate you. You just don't realize that you're the government. So in order to correct government, right, according to the U.S. Constitution, we amend. We don't overthrow, we amend. And in order to amend in the government, you have to be a party to it. So through the proper amending of governing orders, being the people's will, right, you find your remedy. The government doesn't hate you. There's just people in the government who don't want you to know that it's yours or that it's yours as well. So again, in order to correct that, we must come back into it and correct it ourselves, with competence and lawful standing. That's how you change it. This government doesn't hate you. Learning it, indeed. So let me see here, right? Damn, I must have put it somewhere. I know for a fact that working with this passport, I was not required to pay any federal withholding. That's first evidence for me that I'm no longer under federal administrative jurisdiction, as if I were operating with this name and this number. This is an identity all by itself over here. By acting with this one over here, the creditor, I'm outside of federal jurisdiction. Appreciate the road. Absolutely. Who is Prophet Noble Davis? Oh, I am. I am. So let me break that down so that we don't get all boogie woogie mystified, right? Before someone attempts to try to, speak ill of me or say that I'm acting not official or whatever the case may be, allow me to reveal to you all what is meant by the word prophet. All right? Because I'm not going to argue with anybody. I'm going to hold the title because I understand the title. This is not a magic trick. Okay? Yes, that is the same as my YouTube. But I'm going to show you all why I call myself prophet. By virtue, not because I just think it's cool to be and I want to be somebody. No. I'm going to show you by virtue. Oh, there it goes. We are all prophets once we get here. We are all prophets. Prophet just means a president. It means one who represents the people. Well, what people do I represent? I represent the people of my household. That is my tribe. And we as a tribe are a part of the nation. And so in my home, I am a prophet. We are learning how to be professional announcers, professional contractors. We are contracting professionally. as creditors. So this is what the word profit means. All right, and now let me give a couple of variations of profit. Prince, which is the root of principal, chief, sheikh, governor, president, CEO, auth rep, leader. All of these mean the same thing. Where did you get that definition from so I can look it up? Awesome. Okay. So it's as simple as a Google search, right? And if you don't like Google, fine. Find yourself a Greek dictionary. All right. But if you were to type in Google, what I'm gonna give you the actual verbiage. If you type that into your search engine, understanding what etymology is referencing, what is the core meaning of that word? It's going to give you the Greek spelling, the English phonetic, and the English transliteration. All right. I did the etymology on it, and it says something different. A person who speaks for God. Okay, so a person is a representative, right? Right? A prophet is a professional announcer. The word profession means to announce. El means God. It's the same thing. A person who speaks for God. A professional announcer of God. One who foretells all right, I'm not absolutely, but I'm not going to get into all of this back and forth. And if you don't understand, you just don't understand it. Real rap. But now I'm not going to sit and debate you. You're going to take the first Google. You're going to take the first. Again, I'm not even. If you don't see how it correlates, that's fine, family. I see it, and so I'm going to continue to utilize it. How about that? I'm not going to argue with you. You have the right to believe, and I have the right to believe. And la condena con walidi. La condena con walidi. To you be your way and the D be mine. One. Corn. I don't know what the corn's for, but it's not going to show up on YouTube anyway, so whatever. All right, so this is my professional contractor. All right, well, what type of contracts am I dealing with? So I'm dealing with covenantal contracts, spiritual claims. And I'm dealing with constitutional contracts, how they operate on the land. Right? So I'm a professional covenantal contractor, meaning Allah is my God. All right? And the name of Allah to me is Pennsylvania. So I have a covenantal and constitutional agreement, a meeting of the minds, if you will. I am a speaker of God. I am an authorized person to speak for the state. I have state-backed authority. And because I am one with the state, I am not only Allah, I am the prophet, and I am the organization or the living expression. That's what we're dealing with, yo. That ain't even what, I didn't even get to what I was looking for today, man. Hold on. Appreciate the love, yo. One. This shit. And so when I read this knowing that there are those who will attempt to say that we should be careful in just willy-nilly accepting any of these statements because, supposedly COINTELPRO, came in. Let me highlight this. Let me highlight this, man. For y'all to see. I know this to be true because I'm able to follow the principle. Drew Ali is the principle. So we don't have anyone to verify it, meaning it's not coming from anyone specifically. But when we read it, it says one day all of the property is going back to the government, right? And then we go back to what I just read and think this over, you Moors, right? Let's get back to that real quick. So 6. Yeah, 6. And Drew Ali says, again, Drew Ali says, when needed, act according to the law pertaining to the procedure of performing an emergency act. Again, telling us that, or telling our ancestors at the time that all of the money, all of the property is going back to the government. Let's just say you call Moab, and I'm your student. Islam, beloved. Islam. When the fire comes, I'm as cold as I. Islam. Appreciate the love. Right? So Noble Drew Ali was also quoted as saying that your nationality card is going to change in your pocket. He said that your nationality card was going to change in your pocket. Why? What would cause a change of your Moorish Science Temple of America nationality and membership card? An emergency act. So this is the nationality card of this current economic administration. Because again, everything went back to the government. Everything. Everything. Right? Let me make another note. We are not Moorish Americans. We're not Moroccan subjects. We are not Moroccan subjects. This is my trust. This is my fucking estate. You heard me? Tricky. Oh, it's still up here. All right. So, almost right on the board with a highlighter. Ooh, I'd have been swole. So, Drew Ali tells us, do not get rid of our slave names. Well, what does he mean by slave? He means debtor. He means dependent. That's what he means, right? So what is my slave name? My debtor name is Brandon Davis. He said, don't get rid of it. He also said, he forewarned of Moors. He said, you're going to get rid of your name. You're going to sell your names for a morsel of bread. Right? Let me show you what it looks like when you sell your name. I was born Brandon Eugene Davis. All right? Now, if I run around calling myself all right, yeah, we'll just something real random. Something like that. Right? I've changed the first name. I have gotten rid of the slave name, the debtor name, entirely. And I'm now attempting to use two creditor titles, which is not necessary. A lot of us don't like the names that are on the birth certificate. A lot of us are being taught that we must change the name. No, you must distinguish the name. It is your name. It is your good name. This is my good name. This is my title. That is not my name. That is not my appellation. This is my name with title. I did not get rid of the name because my estate was created in that name. Why would I change that name? I can assure you that processing of my application and of other applications prior when I was using other identification that had this name on it, it was very, very simple. It was very easy for me to explain. You know, they'll be like, yeah, well, it says Brandon Davis. And I'll say, yeah, well, my name is Brandon Davis, but this is my religious title. You know, like Muhammad Ali got his religious title. This is my religious title. It's the same name. And they go, oh, okay. Right. But I've also witnessed people who have changed their names entirely, who have been attempted. They've not done it on, they've done it maybe through RV-based process of sending stuff out, but never having anything on the record, right? And they'll come in and they'll try to do something, and then they want to argue with the individual who's trying to process their paper because that individual is like, wait, we just need further documentation to show that you've been using this name for at least 5 years. Oh, no, and then they get to rambling off all crazy and mad. Drew Ali said, don't change the shit. Don't change it. What you going to change it for? If you're going to change it, change that shit on here. If you want to use a new name, a different name, change the name on the birth certificate. Then use that name with your passport. And by changing it, another thing, when we have our children, their names are not supposed to have the titles. The title is never supposed to be on the debtor instrument. It's just something for you to take note of. It's called the ens legis, right? Absolutely. So I already explained that the uppercase, lowercase doesn't matter. I've already explained that, and when I actually get off the live feed, if you're curious to find the information relative to that, I am going to put this on the live feed, or excuse me, on the YouTube channel. The link is in the bio. You'll be able to get to that. I just don't want to repeat myself while I'm doing what I'm doing. All right. So you would not name your child Brandon Eugene Davis L. here. This is Brandon Eugene Davis, right? And then you would be part of some type of religious national organization or civic organization, right? In which you can have this title annexed. Now you have identification that gives you the name with title, and like I used R.V. Bay's student identification because I know that R.V. Bay is a lawfully chartered and incorporated American education institution. And so everything that comes from them, everything that's associated with them. And I don't mean the allodial ID or the travel card, but the actual student ID, it's recognized lawfully. And so I was able to use that in order to get this with that name, with that title, annexed to my name.